What I find funny is that Tesla had another great quarter and got these negative headlines, but when Ford's Q2 results came out, we got headlines like these. Ford Q2 earnings, net income falls 4.5%, but revenue rises on strong commercial vehicle sales. Well, that sounds pretty positive. I mean, revenue rises on strong commercial vehicle sales.
Or how about this one? Ford reports mixed Q2 2024 results amidst EV sales surge and strategic shifts.
EV sales surge and strategic shifts. I mean, what does that even mean?
I don't know. Or how about this one? Q2 earnings hit by higher warranty and launch costs. Bank of America analysts remain optimistic.
Bank of America analysts remain optimistic. Okay, this sounds like Ford had a pretty good quarter, I guess.
All right, so let's put the headlines aside and dip our toes into the pool that is Ford's financials, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say stupid things like Ford beat top-line expectations with revenue up 6%. And Ford EV sales surged 61% year over year, and Ford remains the second best-selling EV maker in the U.S. behind Tesla. But I'd like to know the actual numbers.
Well, Ford, remember, has three divisions. Ford Blue, which is their traditional ICE vehicle division. Ford Model E, which, of course, is their EV division. And Ford Pro, which is Ford's commercial division. If you add them all up, you get this overview. So $47 billion in revenue, $2.8 billion in EBIT, 47 cents a share in EPS. Looks okay.
Yeah, I mean, free cash flow of $3.2 billion, revenue of $47.8 billion is up 6%.
Sure. Although their margin slipped a lot, down to just 5.8%. And Ford's net income was just $1.8 billion, way lower than analysts expected. But I think the really scary numbers come when you dive in deeper to see Ford's three divisions separately. So take a look at Ford Blue, Ford Model E, and Ford Pro. So margins on Ford's ICE cars, their traditional vehicles, is only 4.4%. And
holy crap. Ford has almost negative 100% margins in its Model E division. Does that mean for every EV Ford sells, it's losing the whole price of the vehicle? So if somebody buys a Ford F-150 Lightning for $80,000, Ford loses $80,000.
Yeah, do you know what would be a better business model for Ford? And I'm not even kidding. Would be to go to Tesla, buy a Model Y, and then give it to customers for free. They would lose the same amount of money.
Actually, they'd lose less money.
They'd lose less money.
Per vehicle sold.
Right. And they wouldn't have to pay any of the credits because they would have been selling a zero-emission vehicle. This is why Ford has been slowing down production of their F-150 Lightnings. It's because each sale hurts their bottom line. And this is why Ford shifted their plans from what they said they would be doing at their new Ford factory in Canada. They said they'd be building electric pickup trucks there.
And now they just changed course and said that they'd be making heavy-duty trucks there.
Exactly. The one division that is making the vehicles of the future is failing horribly. It's only their legacy businesses that are still working. And if we look at this chart from Ford, their E-division margins continue to get worse. And they lost $1.1 billion in the quarter.
And so did their quarterly revenues, down from $1.8 billion in Q2 of 2023 to $1.1 billion in Q2 of this year.
Yeah, Ford says these EV losses are due to, quote, industry-wide pricing pressure.
Well, I mean, if most of the industry is Tesla and Tesla sells cheaper cars than you, that's just a fancy way of saying, we really suck at making EVs cheaply. It's really hard for us to compete with Tesla, who's been doing this a lot longer than we have. So Ford expects their electric division to lose between $5 to $5.5 billion this year.
Now, during the earnings call, Ford says they will now focus on smaller, more profitable EVs.
Like the...
no. Well, don't worry. I'm sure Jim Farley will have a Tesla killer coming out any day now because he's got a skunk works. They've hired a bunch of Tesla employees, and they're working on it.
What if we sell golf carts? Golf carts are a proven business.
Lots of people like them. Look, Ford can try to spin this all they want by talking about like Ford is second only to Teslas and EVs, but there's no getting around that Ford's EV sales were down 23% and EV revenue was down 37%.
And the biggest problem for Ford, they can't make an EV profitably, not even close. It's negative 99.5% margins on their EVs.
Yep. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Tuesdays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below and head over to the Now You Know channel.